We're live.
We're live, but we're not live yet.
Not yet.
It says we're live. It's lying to us.
It's live because you always stare at your phone for 5 minutes before you start talking.
Yeah, we watch you check your phone messages.
That's right.
For a while.
Because I always wait for for people to get the bing. There we go. Oh, there's the three of us. We actually
You're
don't look
looking
too
good.
bad. Wonder why that didn't.
Laney Honk is watching.
Who?
Lady Honk.
Lady Honk.
Kevin Hildebrandt is watching.
Hey Kevin, how are you doing? I think I'll share this out to my page. Your timeline post. There we go.
Kevin Hildebrandt says good evening.
Good evening, Kevin. Oh, it's already silent.
Howard McAfee is watching.
Hey Howard, how are you doing? Hey, did you read Mary Bannatyne? Hey, thanks, Mary Ann, for coming over and rescuing the doggies in the alarm when we had these suspicious individuals breaking into the house.
Peony.
Yeah, we aren't worried about this one, but that one, she's a dog thief. She
Yeah.
wanted the dog. Yep.
Actually, Mary Ann was having a big chat with her. She just introduced her online.
Oh, is that my buddy from Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
we
guys,
gotta talk about dogs then.
yeah, you guys were having a chat, and here she was.
Yeah.
You should have invited her over. They went and sat in the driveway because they were afraid to set the alarm off again.
Peter Turner is watching. Charles David York is watching. And Charles David York says, hi, Dave. And Peter Turner says,
That's Chucky,
hey.
right?
Hey, Chucky. Hey, Peter. So we're here, and we're with my number one son, Robert, or Radmax, as you can see on YouTube. If you want to go and see a whole bunch of channels. Is that what they go to, is the Radmax YouTube channel?
YouTube/Radmax, yeah. Don't skip the ads.
Don't skip the ads. Watch the ads. He needs to make the money so he can go and cover some shows for you folks. And we got the lovely Amanda, who Amanda and Robert is going to be on the front cover of your next magazine because they're one of our events teams that are going up, and they got an exciting event coming up that you guys are going to have to watch for, all the live video next week. Because, of course, I guess you could point it down a little more, William, because, see, he's got more of the roof and not much of our heads. That wild and crazy guy. You guys are going to Michelin.
We're going to Montreal, Michelin. We'll be covering Movin'On Michelin, which is their symposium on sustainable development. We'll be bringing you all the updates from Michelin, their R&D research department, and we'll try to get some. If you have any questions that you want us to ask Michelin directly, post them up in the comments section, and we'll bring your questions right to Michelin. We will track down the president of the heavy truck division and hopefully his boss from Europe. Last year we were able to track them down and have a chat with them, and we're hoping to track them down this year again and do the same. So if there's any questions you want to ask Michelin directly, this is a good opportunity for you to ask me, and then I will ask them when we're out there. We'll try and get some live videos of some of the stuff we do in Montreal and maybe some of the restaurants. And I don't know if I compete with Dave here and some of his meals, but we'll give it a run, and we'll share some of the sights and sounds of Montreal with you, and we'll bring you some of the innovation and some of the stuff that Michelin plans on rolling down the pipe.
I think this is Amanda's first trip to Montreal.
It is.
So Robert's an old pro from Montreal from way back. So he's going to bring her and show her some of the restaurants, some of the sites. But more importantly, as they said, Robert has direct access to the president of Michelin. So if you got questions, now's the time to ask. Because I got to tell you folks, on my steer tires, I always ran Michelins. I'm giving a plug for Michelin here, but it's true. They wear off faster. I mean, BF Goodrich's and things like that, they seem to last a little bit longer, but they ride too rough. Michelins are a little softer. They give you that nicer ride during inclement conditions like rain and snow. They really grab. And as I say, Robert's going to be seeing in Amanda what's coming out new, what they're working on, what technologies. They'll be giving you live videos. And if you comment in, even if they aren't live, you comment in after and say, I want to know this, or ask this, or can I get a discount on a set of Michelins? Robert will work that for you.
I'll work it.
He also posted up the other day that one of the last rest stops in Manitoba, they're talking about closing.
Yeah,
like, is that nuts?
That's. I figured I'd throw that up on the page because that's going to affect a lot of drivers that want to make that stop before Winnipeg when they're coming from Ontario and on the number one. And I use that rest stop a lot when out playing in Sandylands, and I know a lot of drivers stop at that rest stop, and I see a lot of trucks parked there. So if you get an opportunity to sign that petition and try and prevent this rest stop from getting shut down, because it's a long drive from Kenora to Winnipeg without that Pine Grove rest stop in the middle.
Exactly. And you know what? Now with e-logs and hours of service and everything so tense and everything else, and instead of opening rest stops, they're closing them down. Like, I don't understand the mentality of it. I don't know about it, but I saw the petition. Rob put it up there. I've put the petition up there again today. You may want to go and hit that petition because the government does listen to when you got a voice. And we've got 30,000, well, almost 30,000. I still want that 100 people. Invite friends, folks. We need 100 more, and boom, we're 30,000 strong. But more importantly, is it's our reach. Our reach is anywhere from 200,000 to, when we were playing in Vegas, 880,000 reach in 1 week. That's 1 week. That's not a month. That's not a year. In 1 week, we reached 880,000 people with our videos and that. So when you see the Michelin videos, make sure to share them out. And hey, it's funny. I was out traveling, and a lot of people are picking up the new magazine with Bear on it. And for example, at the gas tracks, they got a copy with Bear signing it. If you get a copy of that, Jimmy, I bumped into Jimmy LaFrance there. He's going to get Bear to sign it. Get Bear to sign it. We'll see how many copies we can get him to sign across the countryside. Drive him crazy. But he does have some excellent vehicles there. He's got two. He's got Big Mama, and he's got his winter vehicle. Of course, it's Big Mama that's in the centerfold there. And that's courtesy of David from Wow Calendars. He's the one that took that picture and was willing to give it to us for the magazine, because if you ever go to the Wow Calendars page, he's got a ton of good iron there. Good stuff. I'm just going to take a look, see if we got any questions for us right now. Howard McAfee, blue sidewall. Ooh, out of an 8XZA4s. That's interesting. You may want to talk to him. Hey, Barry, how's Barry tonight? Barry Goodmanson and Peggy Goodmanson. Peter Turner. So, yeah, Robert's going to be down your way there, Peter. Shauna Gray, done and done for the rest stop. For that rest stop. Done and
Good
done
stuff.
for... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shauna. That's great. Amy McKenzie, the Michelin drives lasted about 600K on our 2006 Pete. Wow. Did you get miles?
It's pretty good.
That's good. You must drive at a nice pace in that. I got to admit, I could only get about 200,000 out of mine. But running a lot of Texas, it's really hot down there, going a little fast. It peels those puppies off. Going like this and that, making Robert drive. Howard says he sure hates those ELDs. Well, make sure you don't have it on if you are running the championships this coming up in about 3 weeks, I think. 3 weeks is the Manitoba Championships. And Howard has, of course, been a grand champion. A grand champion. I try not to watch him, make him nervous or anything else like that. But it was a while there where there was two of them, maybe sometimes three, going back and forth. Ken Wiebe, for example. So you'd be in the room, and who's going to get it? Is it going to be Ken Wiebe, or is it going to be Howard McAfee? Who's going to be grand champion this year? Back and forth, back and forth. Luck of the draw with a lot of things. I remember, oh, should I even mention it on live video? Will you kill me, Howard, if I say this? Howard, grand national champion in that, superstar trucker, everything else. You know what you're doing. You know that. He's in the grand nationals of all the truckers that have reached the nationals in Canada. And he forgot to put his seatbelt on. Do you remember that, Howard? Oh, Jesus, was he mad. Am I talking out of school? Am I going to get a beating? I love him anyways. Chucky says, I got pics of Dave begging for food in Montreal. Yeah, probably was. I beg for food everywhere. And Kevin, how come the tire wear out faster than many others? And the reason why we were just saying, Kevin, is because they're softer. It's a softer rubber, but therefore it's giving a better ride, and it's grabbing the road better, especially in winter conditions. If you ever look at a winter tire, the difference between a winter and a summer tire is you can take your thumb and actually move it. You can move the rubber because it's soft. Because a hard rubber, when it gets winter and it freezes, it's just like having...
Like riding a horse.
Like riding a horse. So that's the key thing there, and that's why I like the Michelins on my steers for sure. Earl Little is watching. Greg McSurt is watching, and Kevin says tired on the road but doing good on my way back from Georgia. And I think I've got a lot of we should have had Marianne over here, and she could come do a video with us. I like your shirt, brother. Oh, which one? The NRA one or this one?
Both.
Yeah, you got to specify. Or maybe he's talking about Amanda's shirt. Yeah.
That was obvious.
Yeah, that was very obvious. Which shirt are you talking about, my brother Mark? It's all about politics. Here's what I said. This puts driver safety, so they need to be held liable. Yeah, that's from Peter.
Mark says intelligence.
Oh, the intelligence shirt. Yes. The int shirt. I like that too. For those that know what the North Star means on my chest. No, don't poke it. That woman was going to bother me. And I think that's what all we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about people got to make sure they watch for your videos in Montreal.
Yeah, set those notifications to on so that you don't miss anything, so you can jump in live when we're doing the interviews and ask any questions you want to ask, and we'll get them through over to Michelin and try to get you some answers.
We talked about the rest stop.
The rest stop petition
and
that's
doing the
going on in
petition.
Manitoba. Even if you don't normally drive through Manitoba, you never know when you might, and you never know when you might need that rest stop, right? And that's how it starts. It starts with one rest stop. Next thing you know, they'll fall like dominoes, and next thing you know, there'll be nowhere to stop, nowhere to park.
Yep, even if you live in New Brunswick or Ontario or BC, if they see in Manitoba that people go in and they sign a petition against closing a rest stop, it'll make them think twice about closing the others. So we need to have you pitch in no matter where you are. And I think that's, is there anything else I need to mention? Oh, the Global Petroleum Show. I should mention it because, well, Robert and Amanda's sitting there playing in Montreal, having the best trip ever. I'll be suffering away at the booth in Calgary at the Global Petroleum Show. And make sure you drop by, make sure you come in. It's not really a trucking show per se, but there's a lot about trucking there. There's a lot of new products there, and it is a cool show. It takes the whole Calgary Stampede grounds, uses all the buildings, so you can imagine how many people there are there. For petroleum, it's the largest show in the world in Calgary, Alberta. And we're going to have a booth there. And we're going to hand out magazines, and we're going to have a special singer there. We're going to have Lori Cole, who's a country western singer, but she also sings other things. She performs at the Calgary Stampede, and she'll be at our booth signing her latest CD and signing autographs. So come out and see Lori. Come out and see Dave McKenzie. XP3 will be at our booth, and have a good time. I think that's about it.
That one last thing. Just keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking, folks.